right, welcome to Mars Rescue. Our mission is to rescue a stranded astrobiologist on Mars. I've got some instructions here. This is the desktop version, but I'll talk you through it as we go. So let's play. We get a nice little countdown, and then we start running. So my job is to last long enough that my mission progress in the top right reaches 100% without crashing into any debris or running out of fuel. Oh no, I crashed. No big deal. We'll just start again. All of this animation is based on the JavaScript request animation frame function, which is really nice. It runs beautifully smoothly compared to the timeouts and intervals that I had running early on in my project. By the way, I can use this S key to move twice as fast, but that also burns my fuel twice as fast, so I don't want to do it too much. Basically, I'll talk more about that when I get into the code, but I just want to run this long enough to get towards the end. We're getting close now. You'll see my distance meter is blinking at me. That means we're close, and if I can just survive a few more seconds, mission accomplished. Yay. All right, let's talk about mobile. When you first visit my site on a mobile device, you get this little message that says you've got to view this site in landscape, so let's rotate the device. And here we are. It's a little bit different. This is scrollable now, and the font sizes are changed just to fit everything in. The big thing, though, is here. Since we don't have any arrow keys on a mobile device, I've built in this virtual arrow key that we can use to control our ship. Again, I'm really happy with how these meters turned out on the right above the arrows here, how smoothly they run, and that's a result of this request animation. Oh no, I crashed again. Let's talk about code for a minute. The thing I really want to show you is this is the request animation I've been talking about. So basically, I call this function once, and it in turn calls these other functions, move space objects, reduce fuel, and increase the distance that I've traveled, and then it recursively calls itself again. And the request animation frame allows the browser to optimize your animation for you. And it calls this 60 times a second, so that makes for a really lovely, smooth transition as opposed to the jerky things I was working with early on. I was trying to time out intervals with CSS transitions, and for a lot of it, especially the objects moving across the screen, it just wasn't very smooth. My model is quite simple, really. Every single thing on the screen is represented by this object literal, and I have a class creator here. It just has an X and a Y and a width and a height coordinate. And my collision detection is pretty simple because of that. There's just 4 conditions that dictate whether a condition has happened. A collision has happened. So the X has to be within the ship's range, and so does the Y. It's these 4 lines here. And then I just check to see if all 4 of them are true, and if so, then there's a collision, and I have to evaluate whether we crashed into a fuel source or a debris and then react accordingly. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope it's a fun game for you to play. So enjoy. Visit my site.